Alright, everybody. Sorry if I sound a little congested. My allergies are acting up right now, but I can't put this off. Yes, I'm alive. I'm here. But this is not the day to talk about that. This is the day to be excited because look at this. Remastered news thread for Final Stand. Now, if you guys are new, I guess it's hard to be new if I haven't uploaded in like 5 months, but if you guys are newer, I guess, and you only know me from DBOG, back in the day, I was a mean Final Stand player. And I also I had a lot of ops in Final Stand, let's just say that, because you see right there the little follows you from Snake Roll. Yeah, people got mad at me for some of the things I used to say, but that's okay. Anyway, I just want to take this time to look at this little thread here, look at some of the comments, hopefully get some news out of this. I've only seen really like the first few. I don't know how many comments are here, but I just want to give my thoughts on them and talk about them. This is very exciting. I personally I can't wait for that. Like, yes, I will, like, for those of you who are OG fans, like, yes, I will be back on YouTube when this is here. So, hopefully we can get some answers here for some of your guys' questions. But if you do have more questions, comment them down below. I'm gonna read through them. If you have questions or suggestions, I'll say. If you have questions for what's gonna happen or suggestions for what you want to see in the game, comment them down below. I will read through. I will decide which ones I like, and I will make another video, hopefully, talking about them. Anyway, that's 2 minutes of our time wasted. Let's go ahead and get into this. So here's what Final Stand Remastered release will have. Excuse me. So Earth, new and old quests. So it'll be only Earth, and it'll have some of the old quests you guys love, or hopefully all of them, and new quests, which is really good, considering it's only Earth. Forms up to Super Saiyan 3 tier. So this means your 150 form, your, I believe, third form Frieza? No. That's final form Frieza. That's final form Frieza, I believe. So, stuff like that is going to be available at the start, which is good. It's going to be really hard to get to because I did see a comment saying something interesting, but I'll get to that. God, I'm so congested. One second. All right, hopefully that's a little better. So, all races are going to be in the game. I wasn't, let's say, hoping for that, but that is good news. Like, not that didn't want that. I didn't consider that. I was like, of course they'll be in, but that's good news at least. New matchmaking. So this is for ranked, I'd assume, which is very good. The old ranked sucked. It was terrible. It was notoriously just awful, not fun, brain rot, same old strategies, same 5 moves you'd see over and over, all Namekians, and then it turned into all androids, and then, like, hybrids left and right, like, cheaters and shit, you know what I'm saying? Not me, though. I was always pure-blooded Saiyan the GOAT, you know me. You can go back and watch the old videos, by the way, like, that's true. Um, Guilds and guild missions. So, guilds, that sounds pretty self-explanatory. There's going to be, like clans, like in-game clans, which is really cool. That's guild missions, though. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Any feature that was at the original's release. A lot of you probably, like, I don't want to be mean, but a lot of you watching probably, like, couldn't speak when the original came out. Hey, this game came out in 2017. That was 7 years ago. I guarantee you some of you couldn't speak when that came out. Comment below if you could speak when Final Stand came out. Um, so I honestly, like, I did play when the game came out, like week 1 I was there, but I can't, like, I don't think the hair salon was there, but I'd assume the hair salon is gonna be in, right? New features, we don't know. Like, I could rant on and on about, like, what that could mean. Namek within the next 2 months post-release. Now, you guys might have, like, memed Snake World back in the day for, like, slow updates. This was about, like, the timing. It was about 2 months between each update. Even less sometimes, which is crazy how big the updates were. And now Sony obviously takes the cake. This is, next 2 years we can hope for the next DBOG update, right? Um, but yes, this is amazing. This is really good. We can play Final Stand for 2 months and not get bored. Absolutely, yes, we can. So here's what we'll transfer from original game at release. So this had a lot of people concerned. There's a lot of people who wanted to keep all their stats. There's a lot of people who didn't. I'm one of the people who is like, you know what? Reset everybody. Like, I don't, like, get rid of all the cheaters, And I'm someone who's like, I've grinded to my level, you know. I'm not gonna say without now listen to me here, without quote unquote cheating. I may or may not have been queued with people who cheated, maybe, allegedly. But everybody was. Like, let's be honest, everybody used the nuking glitch, right? Everybody, like, there's a lot of people who got into, like, JR King stuff, and I honestly, to this day, like, I don't even, like, remember if he was a cheater or not. Like, I actually don't remember. But I remember doing a lot of, Broly with him. Anywho, like, reset them all, What I will say is I never did any heaven stuff like that, and I never used a script. I've never used a script ever in my entire history of playing Roblox. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. So, and if you did, you're kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie. So anywho, old slot data is not gonna be at the original game's release. Like, that is big news. However, it's just going to be locked. And it's unplayable. So what that means is it'll be there. I don't know how it's going to work. Like, if you're going to have a new slot, and then however many slots you used to have will just be there too. I'm assuming that's how it works. So we're going to have at least 4 slots on the new Final Stand, probably. This is really good, though. I think this is the best of both worlds, because if you don't feel like grinding, you can just not play the game. Because at that point, like, if you don't feel like grinding, you just don't want to play the game. So don't, like, I don't understand. But, yeah, I love this. So, when you start the game on release, you won't be able to play on your higher accounts, but they will be there. And Game Passes will be there. That's huge. I'm all for a Game Passes thing. That's amazing. Like, even as someone who could afford it, Game Pass's thing is like amazing, because I know a lot of people can't afford it. So that's really good. So here's what to expect before release: more posts showing new returning features, closed testing. Snake. I'm gonna have to DM Nano Prodigy and ask him about this. I'm gonna have to hit up my boy Nano, my boy. I'm gonna have to hit up my boy Nano. Data freeze and Final Stand original. What? What does that mean? Data freeze and Final Stand original. What does that mean? Does this mean, like, he's gonna lock the data so at a certain point, so if you make any progress afterwards on your character, it won't transfer to... I don't know what that means. Hopefully someone can tell me what this means, probably. Someone smarter. I'm not a game dev, by the way. I like to talk a lot of shit, but I'm not a game dev. So here's what to expect. Here's one to expect release before GTA 6. Now, fellas, I already did the research. GTA 6 is coming out in fall of next year, supposedly. So, we're getting it within a year. Bravo, we did it. We're in the final countdown, everybody. Let's go. There's a lot of new stuff in the remaster, but it'll revealed later, probably. That's amazing, perfect, outstanding. Let's scroll through this a little bit and see what Snake has replied to, because I know he's done some replies. Excuse me. And that's... Let's do that. So, Namekian's got a cool long-range grab move, or something similar to when Piccolo grabs the Cyberman, punches him, and throws him away to blow him up. I love that move. Gum Gum Rocket. Isn't that... like a One Piece reference? I don't know. I don't watch One Piece, guys. Tell me if this is a One Piece reference. We're gonna like that tweet. Yes, sir. I am officially a Snake World writer. So, that's true. Go on record. That is true. You got me. Can we get some skills that actually use the trunk sword from the Game Pass? That'd be cool. Hell yeah, that would be cool. Will Senzus and their variations be in the game and have the same effect as they did in Final Sin? Will our Senzu data travel from Final Sin Remaster? Yes, but they might be refined or changed in some ways, but the basic ideas will stay. For the love of God, now put your pitchforks down when I say this. Get rid of the red bean spam. For the love of God. The red bean spam ruined Final Stand. And you can be blah 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 blah. It ruined Final Stand. And the reason it ruined it is because Snake, after the red bean spam happened, every event in the game after that got worse. Because every event in the game was now 100,000 times harder. Every fight in the every boss had more HP, did more damage, you know, whatever. It's just like what, like, well, come on, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure Snake only kept red bean spam because he was worried that the entire community would shit themselves if he did it in the original game. And like, here's what we do. Here's what we do, chat. Listen. You take out red bean spam, and the bosses have a fair amount of HP. Deal? Because that's just straight up better. We can all agree that that's better because then we don't have to buy fucking red beans. Like, come on, dude. Seriously, it's just the most like, yes, the first time you do it, it's like super cool. You one-shot Kefla before she transforms. That was cool, right? Until you do it 1,000 times, and it's just repetitive as fuck. Like, now hear me out here, chat. Would you rather do the same repetitive thing over and over that wasn't even intended to be in the game? Or hear me out, would you rather do the same thing over and over that's really fun and gives great rewards and it has a lot of strategy and risk? That's what I would rather do. If you disagree, like, maybe you should go play like tic-tac-toe or something. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you shouldn't be on video games. I'm serious. Will rebirthing be removed or will it be a feature add-on later? If removal, what happened to old slots? It's being removed. Previously, rebirth slots will be converted back into a slightly boosted version of their original data once they're unlocked. Wow. So rebirthing is just not going to be a thing. And honestly, that makes sense because rebirthing was probably just a thing Snake did to like keep people playing a little bit. Like keep people interested. And honestly, like, rebirthing was kind of bad. Like, I didn't like it, the idea anyway. Like, we already had prestige. Like, what was the point of rebirthing, you know? Other than to be completely overpowered. And ruin PvP because supposedly if you rebirth, you weren't a pure slot anymore. Like, yeah, sure. My bad for grinding. My bad. My bad for grinding and being a GOAT PvPer. I really like how some moves that use Ki Blast or Ki-related attacks scaled with Ki damage. Do you plan on adding more moves that were like melee Ki damage combos so Ki damage builds aren't just reliant on shooting beams entire fight? Yeah, that's good. Love or hate power impact, it was good for Ki builds. Except when people would have lock-on scripts and use Super Death Beam. When Super Death Beam was overpowered as shit and took like a third of your HP away every time you used it. Because you were a Frieza hybrid who had 3,000 Ki damage. Like, other than that, like, this is good. This is good. You're lame. Finally, think you should have been put in sooner. Would like the God forms, but a re-release with casually updates like when it was first introduced is a great idea, but some of us might reach us in a couple days, and I think faster charge character clothing in Nimbus should be Game Pass on a re-release. The slow fly and charge when you level up in the beginning sucks. Especially the charge when you're a high level. Progression is not as fast. It will take a while to reach Super Saiyan 3. That sucks. It will take a while at high level sometimes. As a higher level content is released, leveling up will be easier at higher levels until you reach a soft cap and eventually a hard cap. This is how, like, guys, this is how Final Stand was when it was going out. So basically, if you don't know what Snake is talking about here, obviously is higher at like obviously this is true. Obviously, everyone with a brain knows this is true because when you are level 200 and you go to space, what how much XP do you get for doing Beerus the first time or Broly? Like you get so much XP that you're immediately like level 240. But then it takes you a while to get the god. Like, you know, ideally like if you're not like rage leveling the game. Like back when we were actually playing the game, like when it was releasing, it took a while to get the god. And this is because higher level quests give more XP because the higher you level up, the more XP it takes to level up. That's like a moron can figure that out, right? Like no disrespect to this guy, but this is literally how leveling up was when Final Sin was going through. And then what a soft cap is basically like what I'm assuming. This is an example, right? This isn't 100% guaranteed, but this is a good assumption to make. When Earth comes out, the soft level cap will be 100 because that's the next level for Namek, right? Now, when you get to level 100, you can still go higher, theoretically, because the max is Super Saiyan 3, which is 150, which could obviously change, right? But what I'm saying is, when you hit 100, leveling will take an astronomical, like, difference in leveling up, if that makes sense. Like, it'll take way more XP to level up once you hit level 100, if that makes sense. Like the progression is halted, and that's what a soft cap is it makes it ridiculously hard to grind, so you can still play the game and grind for something and get ahead of everybody else if you do that, but the progress will be slow. And that soft caps are really really good, I think, for games, because I hate hard caps because it just stops you from playing. Like there's nothing you can do. But a soft cap, it's like you've reached the intended level for this game, for this like level of the game, but you can continue, which is really good. And that's how it's going to be, which is amazing. And I agree. I think all the game passes will be available on release though. Like I thought this was a given. Like I didn't consider that slow charge wouldn't be a thing, which I'm sure slow charge or fast charge the game pass wasn't a thing when it came out, and I know he said like expect what came out, like when the game came out, like expect what will be in the game when it releases to be like what was in the original. Like how I talked about the hair salon, but I'm pretty sure all the game passes will be available. It's your current work schedule for coding. Like if you could like percent out how much you work on a game, like okay, you work 50% of your time on ABA, 50/50, but sometimes only ABA if an update's getting finished. This is why he has devs, guys. Like I'd assume this is Snake himself, like doing that, like not his developers. I'm assuming his developers are focused on the remaster, which is why a lot of progress is being done. But this is good that he's actually doing 50/50. This is good. To be any new races, will racial base forms get balanced, seeing as they're basically multipliers for each race, while the forms are just additions. Original races are the priority, with the only additional base race being alien, which is a variant of human, but more will be added in future updates. What? What does that mean? Alien. Is that like... There's a theory that Tien is an alien. Is this like Tien? Like you get like the what is it? Like the four witches technique, like the forearm technique. I forgot what it's called. It's something witches technique, I think. That Tien like grows out arms and shit. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. Unless you didn't watch Dragon Ball. In case you're a moron, go watch original Dragon Ball. Don't just start at DBZ. Like, go watch Peak first. When you say all races, do you really mean all? Because I'd be forward to stuff like Hera, Tuffle, and some other. All races in the original game, one new one called Alien. That's just a copy of Human. What's the combat look like? Is it pretty simple? Or more so how current games make parry content? It's a refined version of the original, much better base combat options, and use cases with better design moves that accompany it. Same controls overall though. That's huge. I'm so happy that it's the same controls because if it wasn't, I'd be washed. I'd be so fucked, yo. Um, I think I can muscle memory the feeling back, but this is good. Is there anything else here? Good to hear. Absolutely. Yes, good to hear. I agree. How different we said the combat is at the moment. Also, will the game still focus on party friend grinding rather than most games being also? If someone didn't get it super into the original combat, they would have trouble knowing the difference. But to an experienced player, they will see they have a lot more varied options in combat. That's so good. You can form a party and see others' health and key and location, but no EXP is shared. That's fine. No XP has to be shared because EXP is already technically shared if you're doing a quest. Like, as long as you both get a hidden, you get all the XP. But are you giving more slots? And if so, how much? The ones... Since you're locking... Also, are you going to tell us when your locking date or has it happened? There will be an infinite amount of slots. This is huge. This is enormous. You will have 3 new starts to use at the start. I think he meant slots. 3 new slots. And you have your original 3 that are locked. Wow, that's really good. Is there a possibility that you can add Dragon Ball GT content? Well, the original game did have some GT content, so yeah, probably. It's true. OG game had Super Saiyan 4. A similar system will exist as a part of matchmaking. What will happen to that old battle arena? Will you be removing it? Okay. That's cool. Basically, he saw about the Battle Royale arena, which was actually kind of fun when it came out. The one where you talked to Goku at spawn. At high level spawn on Earth. So it's gonna exist, but in matchmaking. So it's good that everything is just in the matchmaking screen. That's good. Don't complicate it. Sacking will be forever gone. Oh, thank God. But the concept behind it might return one day. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out. Why doesn't he just add Kaioken for every race, and that's just the new red bean stacking? Like, you go to Kaioken times 100 for a second and just fucking nuke the bosses. And then, like, you get your buddy to come over and Senzu bean you. Like, is that just not better? Like, I gotta stop talking about red bean spam before I get, like, cooked. Like people are gonna get mad. I don't know why people get so mad about red bean spam, but they just do. When everything's all said and done, will the hard level cap be similar to what it is now? Part of what made the game so replayable was the feeling that you could always do more and get better stats. Incredibly difficult to reach. Good. If we were to say that the complete game would come out, how many years would it take exactly? Probably 1 additional year of development, if not 2. If we were to say the complete game would come out. Okay, so he's talking about every world. Okay. And Snake says, so there's going to be consistent Final Stand updates for at least a year, if not 2. That's what he's saying. That's not to mention that there's going to be way more, obviously. So that's amazing. Game have level cap like before the release. You'll have a dude. How many times do you have to say it? Oh, so the hard level cap is 200. That's good. I might make a video called Everything We Know About Final Stand Remaster, which that would be a fun video. Just going through this thread and like making notes, and then I tell you guys in notes. That'd be good. That's a good idea. I mean, it'd be useless for everyone still watching, but for people who don't watch this video, that'd be a good video. I'm sorry this video is so long, by the way. I did not intend for this video to be this long. But I didn't know Snake said so much. So after 140, it will slow significantly. So right before you get Super Saiyan 3. That's funny. That's good, though. It's right before you get Super Saiyan 3, but Super Saiyan 3 isn't your peak. You can still go higher. That's good. Do you think there will be changes to hard top when you go to it? So that you're removing heaven or something? Probably a lot of changes. Dude, so I'm telling you, like, Tournament of Power, like, when it came out, like, when it actually came out, the most fun shit, bro. For weeks, me and my friend group, I will text them right now. I still have some of them. I will text them 8 years later and be like, yo, you remember when we were like strategizing who was going to be the healers, who was going to be the damage dealer, like stuff like that. like, because you had a senzu bean limit. It was like 8 for beans and 6 for jars, and that's all you could get. You can't get more. So we had like healers, which would have jars, and then like fighters, like me. I was considered one of the fighters because I won a lot of tournaments in our friend group. Um, like I would have beans, so I had more self heals, and the healers just wouldn't fight often. Like they would take on weaker people. Like we actually had a spreadsheet of like who's allowed to fight who. And we literally looked up the entire like Tournament of Power like character list and like ranked them from strongest to weakest, and we're like, okay, like C tier and below the healers can fight, but everyone else you can't fight. Like I'm telling you, that is more fucking fun than going in there and nuking the Tournament of Power or one-shotting everybody. Like I'm sorry, dude, like that is more fun. Strategy and like cunning is always gonna be like brainless like auto clicker rot. Like saying you like the Tournament of Power how it was, where you one shot everything, is like saying you prefer Dragon Ball Rage over like DBZ Final Center or DBOG or like Nexus or all these good actually good Dragon Ball games with good combat. Like saying you like nuking and red bean spam is the equivalent of saying you prefer Dragon Ball Rage. I'm sorry. It's the same thing. Any plans on adding further M1 string variants similar to the trunk sword? Like perhaps different martial arts style? That, yeah, yes. This would be so sick. This would be so sick, yes. Is this the part where you add transparency to Android and balance them out more better? Yeah. Okay, sick. So there's going to be forms for... Android's going to be different. I think Androids were really unique. But I think that they needed a workaround. Because there were two types of Android players. There were the ones that were terrible and really, really bad because the race low-key was, like, hard to be good at. And then there's the people who were, like, mega cheesers who were good at the game, who also cheesed and also were level 3,000, who cheated to get to 3,000. And I know all of you would be like, I did it fair. Shut up. No, you didn't. There's, like, I guarantee you there's, like, less than 100 people who were like at the like the pinnacle of Final Stand levels who actually did it fair. Like I guarantee you there's like 50 people, like max. Like there's no way. How will you pick who's gonna play the closed beta? Been waiting on the remake since before I graduated. If it's random, I would just pray. Not sure exactly, but there will be a larger near public testing sessions that most interested people would be able to be a part of. This is good. I think closed beta is really good because it builds a lot of hype for the game to see YouTubers upload videos on it. Or even if we're not uploading videos and we're just saying our experience, or if we're just being private, it still builds hype for the game. And closed beta is a really good way to get selective people who you trust to actually, who care about the game and love the game, to actually test the game and see what is working and what isn't. But a public test is also good. Like, you need to have both. Will there be a guild wars where it's like a 10v10 massive fight between guilds and such for the also plan for the future? He says yes. I assume to both. Testing stage at some point or a Discord server for the game. More details on this in the future. Okay, interesting. Future how about setting it so both players must be low health and in a party. A full restore from fusing and a cooldown on it / its uses would be a more interesting. What? A full restore from fusion and a cooldown on it / its uses. Oh, it's uses. Okay. So it's like there's a cooldown on. There's like a timer on the fusion, and afterwards there's a timer until you can fuse again. I'm assuming that's what he means. I mean, they already do, but yes. Like, have you guys played the game? Like, have you played Final Stand? Can you reply my goat and make mine out? Also add Beast transformation. Okay, you guys heard it here first. Beast is confirmed. That's going on the thumbnail. Beast Gohan is in. Yo, real, like, any psychopath who's actually still watching, do you think Beast should be a human form or a Saiyan form? I wanna know, cause low key, I think it should be like you guys know me. I'm a Saiyan rider to the end of the life, but I genuinely think it should be a human form. It makes more sense, cause in Super, Gohan says no. I want to achieve a new form as a human, and then he achieves a new form, and like it's not specified that it's a human form, or he achieved it quote unquote as a human, I mean, he got it from a rage boost. Like, that's Saiyan-y, right? But it's not called Super Saiyan Beast. It's Beast Gohan. So I'm assuming it's like a human, maybe hybrid Saiyan form. You know what I'm saying? El Hermano will be in the game. That's peak. The first large-scale test will be a combat test, but some people will have private tester as well. Sick. Like the Christmas events that were before, of course. Perfect. I don't know why people keep asking questions he answered. I guess people just didn't read, maybe, or maybe I'll give them the benefit of doubt. Maybe he posted those after. Like he got a lot of questions of the same thing and he posted that after. Maybe, I don't know though. Working on ABA also finally. Yes, I can manage both. Just nothing after that. Huh? Snake's retiring, yo. Here's the rest of multiple colors for skin again. Like what colors? Okay, I'll consider it. I feel like they should. Any plans on adding new content based on the manga for sure, and it will probably overwrite some previous forms and such. That's cool. Yo, low key, isn't like the God of Destruction form in Final Stand Ultra Ego before Ultra Ego? I just realized that. Cause that was before Ultra Ego, right? That had to be way before Ultra Ego was like a thing. It had to be, right? I don't know. Same type of system for guild versus guild, something sort of like GPO's crew battle where it's a 6v6. Yes, lots of guild v guild. More info on that in a future post. Yes. Will PvP become optional? No, PvP isn't optional, but there's additional protections against it in the overworld. That's good. Hopefully like a safe world, a level difference maybe. So like a level 500 can't come and beat up like a level 100. Or an in combat. So like, let's say... Because here's the thing about, like, let's say you're level 500, and there's, like, a level 200 that you can't hit, but this level 200 is bullying someone. Like, I want to come and help the dude out, bro. Like, I don't, like, not help the bully. I don't want to help the bully. I want to help the dude getting bullied. And I can't, because I can't hit the dude. But, like, maybe if he hits someone, he's in combat PvP or something, because he's close enough to that guy's level. And then I can come in and whoop his ass since he's in combat PvP. Maybe. I don't know. That's a dumb idea. Don't listen to me. But we'll see. Will we have music and old music such a primo? We'll see. I think Snake should just use Dokkan music. Dokkan music, some fighters OSTs are really good. Dokkan music is really, really good. And like covers. Like I feel like Dragon Ball YouTube channels who upload like covers like Pokemixer. Would Pokemixer care? I don't know. Yes, and they will be different and be considered divine forms with different mechanics. Most races will have one. That's cool. Anti-cheat measures, amazing. Any major graphics, the entire game is remade with updated everything. I'm perfect. Final Stand is so old. Got Zenkai boost multiple times. How have you been during development? That's crazy. That was an OG. I'm gonna like that. That is a goated song. Well, Namekian. Okay, I think we reached the end of it. There's no more replies. There's no more replies. Okay, we're good. Let me just like. Okay, there's no more replies. Let me just like triple check. There doesn't seem to be any replies. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, that is Snake's thread. I'm gonna do a video where instead of me like reacting to it, I'm just gonna list everything probably in a much shorter video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very excited. This is super, super exciting for me. Final Stand changed my life, actually. My dream when I was 4 years old was to be a YouTuber, and Final Stand made that a reality. So I'm eternally grateful to Snakeroll. It's actually ridiculous how much this dude has given me. I'm honored to have actually worked with him. Like, I didn't script with him, I didn't call with him or anything. But Like, he asked me for ideas, I sent them to him, and he put them in the game. Like, that is cool. And I know some of you are gonna be like, yeah, you put shitty ideas in the game. Fuck you. I put in good ideas, bro. Listen, what happened to Super Death Beam wasn't on me. It was not on me. I didn't break the move. Snake broke the move. I wanted it nerfed. I didn't want it to be dead. I didn't do that. Yo, put your pitchforks down. I didn't do that. But shit like the Spirit Bomb explosion being bigger, shit like dive kick and drop kick being actually good, or flip kick, I like those I did. And a lot of you use dive kick, so I know you bitches ain't complaining now. Cause that was me. That was me. I did that. You're welcome. I revived a dive kick. Anywho, enough self sloppy or whatever you want to call it. Um Let me know what you guys think. Remember, post your ideas, your suggestions, and your questions in the comments, and I will pick what I like, and I will do a separate video, and we'll send it to Snake Roll, and hope that it, reaches him safely. Anywho, you guys have a great night. I love you guys. I hope I don't die. My allergies are really bad. Have a good night. Bye-bye.